Her laughter cut through the clinking of glasses, sharp and deliberate. "I've decided," she said, raising her wine like a queen delivering a decree. "I'm cutting you out of the will." The room gasped. Forks froze. My siblings glanced at me like vultures circling a fresh kill. And I, her eldest son, the one who carried her burdens for years, just leaned back, let my lips curl into a smile, and whispered, "That doesn't matter anymore, Mom, because I already took what I needed." The silence that followed tasted sweeter than any cake she could have ordered. Once she was my entire world, a woman of fire and command, a single mother who built an empire from nothing. I admired her, loved her, obeyed her. She told me I was her favorite. She whispered promises of legacy, inheritance, trust. But admiration rots when it's one-sided. The older I got, the clearer it became. Her love was conditional. She thrived on control, manipulation, setting us against each other like pieces on a chessboard. I was the dutiful son, the one who stayed, who sacrificed, who managed her businesses when she grew tired. But when my siblings returned, tail between their legs, she welcomed them with false warmth and turned her knife on me. That night at dinner wasn't the beginning of her betrayal, it was the final act. I noticed the shift months before. Subtle at first, documents disappearing from my desk, bank transfers I hadn't authorized, whispered phone calls that stopped when I entered the room. Then the undeniable evidence, an email thread between her and the family lawyer. Cold, clinical, mocking. "He thinks he's indispensable. Let him sweat. Don't worry, I'll strip him clean. The others deserve more." She wasn't just cutting me out, she was dismantling me. I didn't rage, I didn't confront her. I sat in my office, the glow of that email burning my eyes, and I felt something colder than grief: clarity. I stopped being her obedient son that night. I became her shadow. No arguments, no warnings, just patience. Every word she spoke to me, every command she barked, I stored away. And while she thought she was humiliating me, sidelining me, I was building something, an exit she wouldn't see coming. I hired my own lawyer, quiet, efficient. I secured the contracts for the properties she thought were still under her name. I funneled assets into trusts she couldn't touch, timed perfectly with the expiration of certain clauses she'd forgotten. She wanted to starve me out. Instead, I hollowed her empire from the inside. It wasn't difficult. She'd grown careless. The woman who once counted every coin had become blinded by her own arrogance. She left signatures unattended. She trusted assistants more than she trusted me. Step by step, I siphoned control. The warehouse deed, the restaurant license, the land she never visited but bragged about owning. Piece by piece, I collected them. And I waited until her birthday dinner, where she gathered us like disciples around her throne. The stage was hers, or so she thought. The restaurant buzzed with warmth and false cheer. She wore red, her victory color. My siblings fawned over her, desperate for scraps. I watched her sip wine, basking in the performance. Then she made her announcement. "I'm cutting you out of the will." Her voice dripped with triumph, savoring the spectacle of my humiliation. I smiled, not the smile of a son, the smile of an executioner. "That doesn't matter anymore, Mom," I said, my voice calm, steady, "because by the time you wake up tomorrow, you'll realize half of what you thought you owned belongs to me." The laughter stopped. Her smirk faltered. "What are you talking about?" she snapped. I leaned forward, my eyes locked on hers. "The land in Clifton, the restaurant chain, even the shares in your favorite company. You signed them away without noticing. I've been patient, precise. While you were busy plotting my exile, I took the empire you built. Not from your will, but from your hands. Her wineglass trembled. My siblings' mouths hung open. And in that moment, the queen realized her crown was gone. She tried to recover, of course, threats, screams, promises of lawsuits. But it was too late. The documents were sealed, the lawyers already in motion. Her birthday cake arrived, candles glowing, sparklers fizzing. Nobody sang, nobody moved. All eyes stayed on her, the matriarch stripped bare at her own table. I raised my glass. Happy birthday, Mom. She didn't blow out the candles. I walked out of that dinner lighter than I'd ever felt. The years of control, manipulation, and empty promises burned away in a single evening. People ask if revenge feels hollow. They don't understand. It's not about the destruction. It's about balance. About looking the betrayer in the eye and letting them know they never had the last move. She summoned me to humiliate me. She wanted my tears, my desperation. Instead, she got my smile. And that smile will haunt her far longer than any loss.